Yo, so apparently Joseph Parker's team has agreed on the split purses that they were offered from Eddie Hearn, I guess, for this whole Joshua Showdown unification fight. Now, I've seen other reports where Eddie Hearn has said stuff like, well, this fight isn't finalized yet, but apparently Joseph Parker's team, they're happy with the purse split, which is like somewhere between 30 to 35% of the purse. So I guess they're happy with that, which means that it seems like this fight, I mean, everyone's been talking about this already. I'm just like repeating. It's starting to sound like a broken record because I'm pretty sure every other boxing channel is talking about this already. But maybe you guys want to hear my opinion on it, which means this fight is probably going to happen soon. Next. And if it does happen, it's going to be a unification fight because the winner of this fight will have, three out of the belts. The winner, you see, here's the thing, this is where it's all funny to me because, Deontay Wilder keeps saying, he wants a 50-50 split. But here's the thing. If Joshua beats Joseph Parker, and I am picking him to beat Joseph Parker, if he beats Joseph Parker, he's going to have the IBF, the WBA, and now the WBO heavyweight champions of the ships of the world. So before Eddie Hearn was saying it was laughable that Wilder wanted a 50-50 split. And right now, as we speak, Joshua is the IBF, WBA and, WBO champion of the world. I don't count the WBO strip, but, the IBF WBA champion of the world. And they're saying he cannot get a 50-50 split with someone like Joshua. So imagine when he has the WBO strap. Now he has 3 belts. Now it's going to be even less likely that Wilder's going to get a 50-50 split. So it's going to be even worse because now Joshua is going to have even more power because he's going to have, like I said, another belt, which means more power for him. Who do you guys think is going to win this fight? I have been saying for a long time that I don't think Joseph Parker is a puncher. I don't think he's a puncher. I think he's a decent puncher, but I don't think he's anything special. He hasn't knocked out any of his previous... Ever since he started fighting guys that actually want to win fights against him, he's been going the distance with them. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's been going the distance with these guys. So that lets me know that he's not a puncher at world level. Like, he's a decent puncher, but he's not like a devastating puncher. So I feel like when it comes to Wilder versus Joshua, although I think Wilder is less of he doesn't have better technique than Joshua, I think he has the punching power. And I know you might say, well, you're kind of contradicting yourself there because, well, we don't know how good Wilder is. He hasn't been fighting top guys. What if he fights a top guy and he can't knock them out? True. But I always get the impression that Wilder is a bigger puncher than someone like Joseph Parker. The way he's able to knock these guys out when he lands, I just get the impression that he's actually a bigger puncher than Joseph Parker. Even Joshua, I think he's a bigger puncher than Joshua. I think Wilder's one of those guys, if he lands on you flushly, it could be night-night for you. So, when it comes to Joseph Parker, Joshua, I feel like Joseph Parker is going into this fight not confident in himself beating someone like Joshua because, first of all, he's going around saying these things like Joshua, his chinless, he's been dropped, I'm going to knock him out, knowing he's not a puncher, but he's going around saying this stuff to try to give himself confidence. Joseph Parker's trying to give himself confidence. So, that's what he's trying to do. That's what he's patting himself in the back and saying stuff like, or like Joshua says, acting out of character. Because he's trying to give himself confidence. And like I said, earlier this year, Joseph Parker looked like he was not interested in fighting Anthony Joshua. I made a video on my regular channel saying he's milking his belt because he was going around saying stuff like, I want to fight Tony Bellew next. rather than Joshua. And I thought, why does he want? And he wasn't mentioning Joshua. He was just he was really trying to get himself that Tony Bellew match because he knew that was an easy fight for him. And I made a video, dogging him, crucifying him for that. So I think he's going into this fight not having confidence that he could beat Joshua. But I know, he saw the Carlos Takam fight, so now that maybe gave him some confidence. But I think style-wise, I don't think it's a good matchup for Joseph Parker. Because I think Joseph Parker is going to play the Matador in that fight. I think you're going to see him try to outbox Joshua. He's going to try to outbox him. You're going to see Joshua coming forward, applying the pressure. You're going to see Joseph Parker backing up with his head up in the air. You're going to see Joshua land a right hand followed up by a hook. And you're going to see Joshua hurt and stun Joseph Parker. And you're going to see Joseph Parker do a little dance. And then you're going to see Joshua finish him off while he's on the ropes. Round 8. And it's going to be a controversial stoppage. And everyone's going to be complaining about how this was a premature stoppage. And that was all she wrote. Joseph Parker, his team's going to be complaining. But at the end of the day, Joshua will be the WBO champion. And even if it went the distance, do you honestly think they're going to give it to Joseph Parker? Do you honestly think they're going to give it to a Kiwi? Do you think they're going to give it to a Kiwi, some New Zealand guy that is a very, he's not a money cash cow. He's just a, he's not a big draw like that. You think they're going to give him the fight in the UK over Joshua, who's the cash cow of the division, who generates a lot of money and a lot of interest and a lot of revenue for British boxing? He's like an ambassador to the UK boxing. You think they're gonna give it to him, to Joseph Parker? I'll answer that question for me in the comment section, because I don't. I think Joshua, they'll rob Joseph Parker even if he deserved to win. That's what I think. But again, I don't think that it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be for the judges to decide that fight, because I think Joseph Parker is gonna get knocked out. And I predict round 8, round 9. I don't think it's going past round 10. 10 rounds. That's just my opinion on the fight. So I'm glad. I hope this fight does get, finalized. And I hope it actually goes through and it happens. Because then that'll be one less champion at heavyweight. Because right now we got 3 champions at heavyweight. Joshua. Well, maybe even 4. Joshua, Wilder, Joseph Parker, and and Tyson Fury, who keeps going around saying, I'm the lineal champion. I'm the lineal champion. This dates back 100 years since the days of Ed O'Sullivan. He keeps talking about he's the lineal champion. So if you get rid of Joseph Parker as a champion, now there's only 2 champions, Wilder and Joshua, or 3 if you want to count in Tyson Fury for his whole lineal champion claim. So I think this is a good thing, because at the end of the day, I want to see an undisputed champion. I want to see one guy with all the belts, because then I know he's the best of his division. Just like Crawford, when he had all the belts, I knew, and you knew, that Crawford was the best guy at 140. At welterweight, the guy who has all the belts at 147, you and I are both going to know he's the best at his weight division. And the same thing goes for heavyweight. The guy who has all the belts at heavyweight, that's going to be the guy who's going to be the best heavyweight. Whether you like him or not, whether you despise him or not, it's gonna be, without question, that he is the best heavyweight. That's why I want all these guys to fight. I don't care who wins. I don't care if Wilder wins, and I honestly don't care if Joshua wins. Because I'm not like a big fan of both Wilder or Joshua. I'm not. I'm not. If Joshua wins, cool. If Wilder wins, cool. At the end of the day, I don't think these guys are unbeatable. Who knows? Maybe even Parker might beat both Joshua and Wilder. Maybe he'll be the unified champion of the world, undisputed. Maybe we're all sleeping on Parker. Maybe I'm sleeping on Parker. Maybe Parker proves me wrong and he becomes the best fighter, the best heavyweight to ever come out of New Zealand. Who knows? Maybe I might be totally wrong, man. Maybe I'm sleeping on Parker myself. I shouldn't downgrade Parker. I do think Parker is a talent himself. But, a lot of people claim he's the weakest guy. I just don't think he's the biggest puncher. But yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. I hope the fight actually goes through. I hope it gets finalized. It seems that they're happy with it, with the money the split he's getting. So hopefully, this isn't, we don't hear a week from now, well, actually he wasn't happy with the split and therefore the fight's called off. And this is a good fight for Joshua. This is a fight that boxing needs. And Joshua should follow up with this type of fight next year because, you know, it was a big fight for him when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. So it'll be good for him to be a unified champion once he beats, or I should say, if he beats, you know, Joseph Parker. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this this video down below. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, people. I'm out.